Okay, so I've made a fork of the clean Windsurf repository. As you can see, it already has the rules. It also has the planning.md and task.md pre-populated for the MCP server, which allows us to access file system. We are using Sonnet 3.7. For consistency, we'll be using the same model in Cursor for apples for apple comparison. Now I'm just going to copy the prompt from the article linked below and hit enter and let it rip and see if it can get the job done in a single shot. So right off the bat, you can see it's looking at tasks.md. It's looking for a README file for some reason, but then it figures out that it needs to look at planning.md. It's figured out the documentation on GitHub for the SDK that we'll be using from planning.md. It's reading it in chunks. It's figured out that it's going to use fast MCP, and it's now starting to write the first bit of code. So great, around 300 lines of code, not bad. Yeah, it's paying attention to documentation, it's creating a README file as instructed in the rules. Okay. Now the tricky part, the prompt asked it to integrate the MCP server that it just implemented directly into the mcpconfig.json for Windsurf. So it integrates into Windsurf and we can start using the MCP server. Let's see if you can find the correct MCP config. It has found it and it has made its edit. It's finalizing what tasks it managed to complete. We'll see some edits on task.md. Right, so it marked the tasks as done. Clearly, usually doesn't do everything that we asked it to do in the first shot. All right, so it's going the extra mile, and now it is trying to run the server. It has spotted some issues. It can't find the main dependency for fast MCP. It's trying to install it. Right, it's figured out that that's not the best way or best practice. It's going to create a virtual env and now install the fast MCP dependencies. Okay, so it's still auto-correcting, auto-healing some of the errors at runtime. So it's trying to fix the error now. Okay, so it looks like it successfully managed to run it. And we can see starting File System MCP Server. Okay, and now it's summarizing everything that it did. I'm fairly impressed that it was able to find my MCP config and integrate it into Windsurf. Okay, let's try and see if it all worked. So we're gonna try and see if the integration with Windsurf actually worked. So clicking refresh, so there is an error. It looks like it's not able to find the main dependency. So let's look at what edits it made. So yeah, so it's pretty clear it's trying to use my local Python instead of the VN which just created. So I might have to prompt it again to fix this issue. So I'm going to copy the error here. So I'm getting this error. So So I'm going to tell him it looks like you're just using my local Python. And you should really be using the vend that you used for your own testing for the Windsurf integration. And let's see what it gets up to and how good its debug skills are. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's immediately spotted the issue and it's now editing the correct file. It looks like it is now using the venv. Okay, now we'll accept all of it and go back to Windsurf setting and refresh it. And voila, we've got our MCP server integrated. You can see a lot of detailed documentation. Okay, so now that we have the file system MCP server integrated, let's try and use it. We're going to try and use the list directory method. So I'm just going to prompt Windsurf to list all the files in my current directory, and let's see how it performs. Okay, so we can clearly see that it is using the MCP server that we created just now and calling the tool a list directory. We can see the input parameters of the current working directory, and we can see output of all the files. It is not including hidden files by default. You can clearly see the files have been listed. So yeah, this is end-to-end MCP server for file system implemented just with 2 prompts, and it took just 2 credits to create this functionality. So you can easily see how you can fork the clean version of this repo and have a pre-built set of rules and planning document and task document to create any MCP server. It might take a bit more than 2 credits if it's complicated, but you get the gist. So planning is really everything for making this thing work. Just as a side note, without following this type of methodology where we are providing good set of rules, a good set of context, and a great prompt, the results were atrocious. We just went into error loops and the Windsurf was hallucinating. So basically, good input, good output. So it's very important to plan when vibe coding. Thanks.